All right. Let's get to work. Happy Monday, everybody. Gosh, let's think here. I hope you did all of the homework I sent you last week, at least some of it. You had the options of a timed workout we had done a couple months ago, full body that accompanied the workout we did on Monday, Wednesday, the hips and some stuff, and again, good choices of last week. If you did it, awesome. If not, awesome. Today, Monday, we have the Wednesday. Today is going to be chest, bis, tris, legs. We'll do the body core. Wednesday will be back and shoulders, body core. So upper body strength theme. Thursday, again, I haven't finalized the exact time. Thursday will be the New Year's Eve. I'm going to either do a 9 a.m. and or noon class, celebrating the last workout of the year. There won't be a 6 a.m. class. Friday, same thing, New Year's Day. We'll do a 9 and or noon, again, celebrating the first workout of the year. And of course, you'll see those things here soon. All right, let's get warm. I want to get actually really warm. So let's have a little bit of zest, okay? 10 regular squats, right? You've done that 9 million times to start your workout day. You got out of bed. Not the exact position or motion, but you turn out of bed and you get out of bed hopefully somewhat square. Maybe you've already gone to the bathroom or not, right? So this motion has already happened today. So let's exaggerate that motion as your hips, your glutes, your eyes, your thighs, your posture, and your breathing. 10 standing scissors. We have done our 3 different squats to go with our standing scissors before. So you have that touch of pace, right? That pace refers to rest. You keep your motion, in fact, exaggerate your motion, and you get a little excited. 10 wide squats. Your feet are wider than those regular squats. You got your flexibility squats, hips, glutes, eyes, thighs, posture, breathe. Monday morning, you came, you saw, you conquered. 10 wide squats, 10 standing scissors again. Remember, I start pushing you a little bit. It's not so you stop doing what you're doing to catch up, right? It's just to nudge you on the pace, right? Nudging that body a little bit. 10 standing scissors for the second time. Then you're going to have your 10 narrow squats. Your feet are inside the width of your hips. Your feet are narrower than your regular squats. And if you maintain motion compared to your regular squats, they are your mobility squats. Hips move a ton. Glutes, eyes, posture, thighs, legs, not your back. You know these things. 10 standing scissors for the last time this warm up. Lengthen those posterior muscles, hamstrings, glutes, lower back, middle back, upper back, right? You're moving your legs and arms via your hips and your shoulder joint. 10 standing scissors. You've got your 10 stationary reverse lunges. Again, a safer lunge as that front leg stays loaded. The back leg is moving, but it's not pushing you back up. The front leg is pulling you back up. 10 stationary reverse lunges. 10 standing runners for the first time on this warm-up circuit. Stationary standing runners, right? Mobility, elbows to knees, not knees to nose. And let's exaggerate the motion. I know you've been hearing that a lot lately. Let's exaggerate the motion. And my analogy is, you watched the Seahawks play yesterday, right? You think they just walk outside and play football? No. They do a lot of exaggerated motion before the game even starts. 10 alternating, balancing, lengthening, hamstring, glutes, good lower back on your stiff-legged deadlifts. Remember, they're technically not called straight-legged deadlifts. 10 of those. And then you're on your 10 standing runners again. And again, that's your dynamic lengthening stiff-legged deadlifts, and then your dynamic mobility exercises on your standing runners. 10 alternating slow stiff-legged deadlifts. Exaggerate your motion. 10 standing runners. Then you'll have your 10 Stationary forward lunges. Step, load, torque, leverage on these stationary forward lunge. Breathe and focus on the 10 stationary forward lunges. And then you'll do your standing runners one more time on this warm-up loop. Yes, let's get warm, you guys. I want your body ready for today's workout. I'm not going to say it's super intense, but we do have some good strength training coming your way, and I want to get a lot of lifting done. 10 standing runners. Now you have the agility Jack LaLanne combos. 10 high knees, either running revolutions or walking reps. Remember, I didn't say run in place. I said high knees. Get your knees up. 10 of those, and then 10 Jack LaLannes, the dynamic stretching exercise in combination with your agility exercise. You gotta get up, up, so you can consistently and effectively get down. After the 10 Jack LaLannes, you're on your butt kicks. Again, running revolutions or walking reps. Remember, there is a little bit of more exertion on a walking rep, whereas you get that momentum on the running revolution. Butt kicks, 10 Jack LaLannes for the second time. Something I haven't really talked about on Jack LaLannes is your feet width. I'm not going to say narrow is better or wider. If you get wider, you get a little bit more of the hip flexors and groin. If you get narrower, you get a little more hamstrings, glutes, lower back. So playing around with the width of your feet does change what you are stretching. 10 Jack LaLannes, and then you're under 10 either jumping jacks or walking jacks. This is the last round of the warm-up circuit. Breathe. 10 jumping jacks or walking jacks, and then 10 Jack LaLannes one more time, which you should feel pretty dang warm. That is the intent of our dynamic warm-ups. And in fact, I'm really going to work hard on people that get back in here. I'll let you do the cardio machines for the first couple weeks, but I really want people to start doing these warm-ups in here moving forward. A, you get to stay in your own space for the most part, right? And then B, it actually gets you really warm, right, sunshine? Way more dynamically ready for your workout compared to sitting on a bike. You're welcome. All right, here we go. Circuit 1, chest pushing. You got push-ups, you got chest presses. Chest pushing goes with your biceps pulling, right? I'm gonna get you there. And then you're gonna have your right-handed leg exercises, right? I'll give you the choices kind of like last Monday. And then circuit 2 later on will be chest pulling with our tricep pushing. And then our left-handed leg exercises. The hands are going to be a factor today, so we're not in a hurry during our strength training. We're going to crank it up between the circuits, right? Here we go. Chest pushing. You can either lay on something, bench press, dumbbell, bench bar, or you can do your push-ups on the ground or TRX. Your chest pushing, we've done this before, is going to be your 30 down by 5. I'm sorry, that's the numbers unless you had a ton of weight. The biceps, right? We've done this before. The hammer round 1, 15. The hammer round 2, 8. Right, I'm here. When you get to the legs, I'm going to give you the leg choices. Weight in the right hand is preferred. We can always adjust it, and it should sound like last Monday. Here we go. 30 chest presses. You're either laying on the ground, you're laying on a ball, you're laying on a bench, right? You're laying on something, or you're on push-up position, whether it's on the ground, on a TRX. If your hands are higher, that's an incline push-up. That is an easier push-up technically. If your feet are up on something and your hands are lower than your body, that is a decline push-up. That is going to be harder. Legs straight or knees bent. Hey, I want to push up and I want chest press. I'm not looking for herky jerkies. I hear it all the time. Gosh, I want to get better with my push-ups. Well, motion is half the battle, right? Get used to that full motion, and then you can change where the load is. Blah, 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 blah. You know how we start with a lot of information to start our workouts? 30 chest presses. Then you're going to do 15 hammer curls. Remember, if you have the tools of a dumbbell, you can change your hand positions. And then I'll talk to you about the right-handed leg exercise. 30 chest, 15 hammer curls. Your hands are neutral, not necessarily narrow. And if there's anything you're going to use without weight today, that would be the legs, even though I do want a right-handed leg circuit. You can always rest your hands. I'm not too worried. So we're going to do a lot of chest today, a lot of arms today, and we have legs to accompany it. When you get done with the 15 hammer curls, right hand has the weight, and you can either do your regular squats or stationary reverse lunges. You've done it before. 20 reps. Slow. Take your time. Again, it's either right hand regular squat or right hand stationary reverse lunges, and that'd be 20 total alternating reps if you do the stationary reverse lunges. Now, I know it feels like I want you going fast, but I don't. I just want to be a little ahead of you so you know what to do. Remember, we're doing regular squats, so your feet are shoulder width apart, just like the very first exercise we did today. We will eventually have a choice of wide squats and narrow squats, but you also have the alternating leg exercise choices as well, right? So whether you want to lunge or squat today is up to you. Right hand has it. 20, either regular squat or stationary reverse lunge. What I don't want is fast. We have 2 big strength training circuits, and we have a little huffy puffy abs in between. Anyway, round 2. When your right arm and right shoulder is ready, you'll be on your 25 chest presses. Take your time. You're going to have your 8 hammer curls, so that is less than what you did earlier, and then you're going to have the different leg choice, okay? Okay, not our first time. Round 2, you can stay laying on what you laid on, ground, ball, or bench. You got dumbbells, barbells. You know, there's so many ways to do a chest press per se. You could hold a plate if you had just a plate. Push-up positions can vary a lot more. If you have a TRX as a tool, or if you have legs straight or knees bent push-ups, or you have incline or decline push-ups. 25 chest. But as you're gonna feel, round 1, we had the 30 push, we had the 15 bicep, you have the right hand with a weight. Out of nowhere, your right arm is already tired, so take your time. Remember, it's not to be mean that I give you the 30 down by 5. It's normally associated to the weight that you probably don't have at home and the motion I want you to have, and I really want to get that burn started. Later on, we're not going to do the ladder, okay? So later on, there's no 30, just to give you a heads up, okay? So you're used to these numbers, and normally it's associated to strength levels and the weight that you have or don't have. Round 2 is a 25 hammer curl, and the 25 chest press, and the 8 hammer curls. Remember, that is about half of earlier, 8 hammer curls. And then you're going to have right hand either wide squats or alternating stiff-legged deadlifts. Remember, if you need to put the weight down, put the weight down. Okay? Round 2 is wide squat, Weight would be down in the middle, or alternating stiff-legged deadlifts. The weight does go to the foot that stayed on the ground. Again, as last Monday, we had these very similar leg choices, whether you wanted to lunge or squat. But today's mindset, I want the chest and the arms. Wednesday would be the back and the shoulders. We're just going to do other things with them. Today, you've got plenty of legs. And you got some exertion and abs today. Round 2, 25 chest pushing, 8 hammer curls, 20 either wide squat or alternating stiff-legged deadlifts. Weight in the right hand. And now you'll know when you get down to this round, you're going to want to rest that right hand. You'll understand what I'm talking about when that right hand gets tired. It then gets in your forearms, then it gets into your elbow, and then it gets into your shoulders, right? Let's keep it out of that. So shake it off. Round 3, when you are there, you're going to have your 20 chest press. That is a little bit less. You're going to have your 15 hammer curl with a twist. That is a little more, a little different. You'll have a different right-handed leg exercise. But again, if you're just feeling your right side, neck, and shoulder, we got to slow it down. Tom, slow your push-ups, please. Slow your push-ups. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, right? That's the tempo and pace of a push-up, right? Maybe even that 2.5 second rep, right? Big, consistent push with your pecs, whether you're laying on the ground, laying on a ball, laying on a bench. Tempo is normally slower when you're laying on something, doing a chest press, push-ups. People accidentally increase their tempo. Slow it down and load it up. Time under tension. L-O-A-D. Load can be either physical weight or time. Round 3 is 15 hammer curl with a twist. And maybe you've heard me say it, maybe you haven't. I want an exaggerated twist. Don't hit yourself in the cheeks. It doesn't feel so good. But you start with a hammer curl, right? There's your brachioradialis, short head bicep. And then you're twisting in. And the more you twist in, and maybe a little bit of up, you're going to get that long head bicep. And you're going to shorten those muscles as much as they can be shortened. 15, hammer curl with a twist. Take your time. Remember, your hands are part of the equation today. And then round 3 is either narrow squat or stationary forward lunge. Narrow squat, weight can be up or down. Stationary forward lunge, weight can be up or down. Mix it up as you wish. Again, today's legs should sound like last Monday. Narrow squat or stationary forward lunge, weight can be up or down on both. Remember, the weight is down, the weight is pulling you down, and your upper body is working hard in one way as your lower body is working a little differently. When your weight is up, your body turns on core more. You might lose a touch of motion, but your core does turn on more. And both are good. So round 3 was a 20 chest press. The 15 hammer curl with a twist. 20 right-handed either narrow squats or stationary forward lunges. And again, we gotta take our time. This is a slow, long, tough circuit. Later on the chest and tries and left hand, it'll be just a little bit less with the reps controlled. No rush. Shake it off. Round 4. It's okay if you're not there. 15 chest press. 8 hammer curl with a twist. Different right-handed leg exercise. This is probably the longest, hardest circuit of the day, if you will. Remember, those push-ups can vary. Legs straight, knees bent, hands higher, feet higher, right? You can change your body position. There are more positions when you push. There are more movements when you pull. Pull, not a pool, swimming pool, when you pull. So on the bench, right, you have adjustable incline benches. You have different machine chest presses and pushes and shoulders. There's more positions when you push and more movements when you pull. 15, chest presses, round 4. 8, hammer curl with a twist. And then, of course, a different right-handed leg exercise. Exaggerate the twist, please. Don't hit your cheeks. It doesn't feel so good. You got your brachioradialis. You got your short head bicep, that's the outer bicep. You have the long head bicep, that's the inner bicep. And you're working all 3 on the hammer curl, the twist. And the hammer curl is more short head and brachioradialis. And when we get to the open wide, it's more long head. Round 4, right hand has it. I forgot to bring my stability ball, my bad. You can either do stability ball squats if you have a stability ball, or you can do the lateral lunge again like we did last week. The weight stays in the middle on a lateral lunge. Remember, if your hands are getting bad, put the weight down. Right hand has it. Stationary lateral lunge or a ball squat if you have a ball. And out of the 7 people that messaged me in the last couple days, I would say 5 of them got a stability ball. Pretty cheap. The downside is it is a little bit invasive on space, right? You can't just put it in your closet or under your bed or behind the couch. So stability ball is a little more invasive. I always recommend most people put it under a table if you can, like kitchen table or a desk or something like that. It goes under things better than in things. 20, lateral lunge or stability ball squat is round 4. Again, take your time. I want you to last. When you get there, round 5 is the last round of all the combos. We do have that brief round 6. Round 5 is your 10 chest presses, your 15 open wide biceps, and then the last right-handed leg exercise. If you can't increase physical weight, right? I haven't changed the weight of my push-up. Time. Slow it down just a touch. Make sure you're hitting that 2.5 to 3 second reps. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, right? Make sure you're hitting the time if you can't increase the physical load. 10 chest press, 15 open wide. It's not that you have to be super wide. I definitely want your hands open. That'll get the long head of your bicep, the inner arm muscle. 15 open, wide biceps. I definitely want your hands open. It's how wide can you safely be, but keep your hands open. Draw a line from the inner palm to your shoulder if you can. Of course, and I'm talking about muscle, long head bicep versus sexy biceps, right? 15 open, wide biceps. And that last round, like last week, is either both legs, both hands. Right hand has the weight, stiff-legged deadlifts, or step-ups. If you have the tool, you would have step-ups. Last round with the weight in the right hand, either both hands for squareness. Right hand has the weight for weight distribution and load. Stiff-legged or RDLs, right? But at both hands, that's to keep you square, Tom, not left hand on hip. Both hands go down, okay? Hips, 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 glutes, 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 hammies, hammies, hammies. That way you stay square. But when the weight is in your right hand, you have the weight distribution and load. Or step-ups. If you have the tool, step-ups. There was a person that did comment on YouTube about a week ago. They're like, who is Tom? Poor guy, you always pick on Tom. It was one of the recorded workouts, and you guys get used to Tom getting yelled at all the time because he keeps his video on, which is wonderful, and then he doesn't listen to me, which is not wonderful. That sound familiar, anybody? I only pick on you because I love you, and I don't want you hurt. Round 5 was a 10 chest press, the 15 open wide bicep, the right hand, either stiff-legged RDLs, right, the both hands, both legs, or step-ups if you have the tool. I'm only going to give you the last combo so you don't have to wait. 5 chest presses, the last chest press, 8 open wide biceps, end of circuit, okay? If you don't have weight to increase, slow down the motion. 5 chest press, 8 open wide biceps, no leg, end of circuit. Breathe and focus on the 8 open wide biceps. Breathe and focus. I am going to start talking about the little abs exertion just to crank it up a little bit. What we do now, we will kind of repeat at the end for extra credit if you want it. I'm just looking for some exertion in abs and core, okay? I need 200 total alternating motions. What? Standing scissors, standing runners, jack LaLannes, right? You've got jump, squat, split, jumps, burpees. I mean, burpees aren't really alternating motions, right? You got your brain, your high knees, your butt kicks, right? Those things. You've got scissors, runners, swimmers, windshield wipers, rotational planks. Woo! 200. When you're ready, get started. What am I looking for? Well, simple math says that could be a 10-minute circuit if it was bigger loaded motions, but they're not bigger loaded motions. So I'm going to bring it down to about 400 seconds, give or take, right? So we're looking at about 5-ish, 6-ish minutes of work, okay? 200 total motions. You could do standing scissors, standing runners, jack LaLannes. Those are your mobilities. High knees, butt kicks, jumping jack, split, jumps, taps for revolutions, right? Those would be more agility. Or you got your abs, core, scissors, runners, swimmers, windshield wipers, Russian twists, penguins, horizontal scissors. Remember, if you need anything, please ask. I will talk about the abs core more just for sheer information. 200 total movements. Why, Chris? I want you to rest your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your neck, right? I need more chest muscles later. I need your arms and hands later. Scissors, right, is legs straight, arms straight, torque, and leverage. Well, I say scissors a lot, and then I accidentally see the horizontal scissors. So when I say scissors, I'm referring to the vertical scissors, whether you can do sit-up scissors or not sit-up scissors. I like the big ones. Horizontal scissors, you're in that V-up type position, and then your legs go out and in, and I do prefer the cross, okay, on scissors. Runners, most people know. I personally don't like bicycles. They don't engage your abs. Bicycles is a great core exercise, whereas runners, you get a little bit more of that concentric muscle contraction. You can start from the down, or you can start from the up and focus on the eccentric contraction or the eccentric component. Again, that's a great choice. Breathing, taking your time. You've got windshield wipers, right? Your lateral reverse crunch. Although there is spine rotation, I don't like to say rotational reverse crunch because that is a different exercise, right? Lateral reverse crunch is a little more wide, okay? So the windshield wipers is wide. You've got Russian twists, whether it's weighted or not, big and slow on Russian twists. You've got penguins, right? Isometric crunch, and you reach, and you reach, and you reach, and you reach, and you breathe. There's tons of them. You've got rotational planks. You're on your elbows and toes, and you rotate out a plank. You can be on your hands and toes. I just personally don't like it as much. I have seen people hyperextend their elbow, so I personally like the low version, the low plank. 200 total motions. But we're not talking about lunges and squats and chest presses and bicep curls. Those are a little slower and loaded, so we can bring the ultimate time down. Little ab core focus. If you did that, you also have the mobility and agility if you wanted that. Clearly those are a little bit quicker than abs and core. Ah, yes. And again, I wanted something not involving weight so your hands and arms can rest. I wanted something not involving your chest, your neck, and your shoulders and your arms. I wanted your abs, your core, your exertion for about 6 minutes, give or take. Great time to work on that, right? Mechanics of scissors, runners, swimmers, and windshield wipers, and Russian twists, horizontal scissors, penguins, rotational planks. Again, agility, bench taps, high knees, butt kicks, plyometrics, lateral bench hops, skater hops. I forgot agility, you got your ski hops. But I would say most people probably chose the abs core. To end your workout, we'll be doing about half the reps, so I wanted the big version now to get a lot done. I am going to start talking about the next circuit. I do not expect you to be there. However, that's also dependent on what you chose. So I'm going to start talking about the next circuit. We're going to be doing our triceps the way we did our biceps. We're going to be starting with our triceps, and we'll have that same number set with different exercises. You'll have your chest flies. Those are going to be a rep range based on the weight you can choose. And that's going to be a 10 to 12 rep range, so that's way less than the ladder you did earlier on your chest presses. And then of course you have the left-handed legs, the way you did your right-handed legs. So it is a little bit shorter of a circuit. You do burn, but the burn is different from the less reps on the pushing and the diversified triceps. And of course you kind of know what to do. I'm not going to start just yet, but when you get your space ready, we are going to start with triceps. We're going to be laying on something for our chest flies. So that is the downside of this circuit on getting up and down. And then you're going to have your left-handed legs the way you did your right-handed legs. When the whole dang thing is done, I want 100 more motions, right? You could do more abs core, you could do more agility, you could do more mobility, or you could do more plyometrics. Simple, effective, today's intent, chest, arms, legs, and some movements to stimulate the body. And Preeti, those are not alternating reps, by the way, that's a wide squat. But you're already doing in your workout. I am going to start talking about and doing that last circuit. When you are ready, you're going to start with your narrow push-ups or skull crushers. I don't ask that very much. Skull crushers, you're laying on something unless you have a TRX, right? That's the head to hands. So if I had this dumbbell, I would be doing skull crushers, which I personally don't like the dumbbell, or narrow push-ups is a tricep exercise. So round one, I want to start with a mean one, is either 15 skull crushers or narrow push-ups. I don't ask that very much. And then you're going to lay on something for your first set of chest flies. Your chest flies are always going to be a 10 to 12 rep range, so there's no number changes there. That's all based on weight or load, right? Here we go. 15 triceps. Tom, hold the heads of the dumbbell. That way you don't hit the head on your head of the dumbbell. So turn your hands, Tom. Hold the heads of the dumbbell. Hold the heads, both heads of the dumbbell. Turn the whole dumbbell sideways. Turn the whole dumbbell, Tom. Turn the whole dumbbell sideways. There you go. Or narrow push-ups. 15 is the number on your triceps, whether you're doing narrow push-ups or you're doing skull crushers. 15. Take your time. You'll then do your first set of chest flies, whether you want to lay on the ground, lay on a ball, or lay on a bench. Your chest flies are always 10 to 12 reps. I'll take 10, I'll take 11, I'll take 12. And that's based on the weight you have, right? The load, time, and or physical weight. If you're laying on something like a ball or bench, you might even get more motion. Always 10 to 12 flies. Now I did start with this round one, so that way you didn't get up and down a million times. So skull crushers, you're potentially laying on something. Flies, you're definitely laying on something. But then you are going to be off the ground for your left-handed leg exercise. Remember, the chest flies are a rep range of 10 to 12. I'll take 10, 11, or 12. And that is associated to the load you have, physical weight or time. Round one, left hand, either regular squat or you're on your stationary reverse lunge. That is going to be 20. Round one, left hand, regular squat or stationary reverse lunge. Left hand, take your time. Regular squats, you've done them 3 times now, warmed up with them. You did your first circuit with them in the right hand, and here you are in the left hand. Round one, 15 narrow push-ups or skull crushers. Your first set of your 10 to 12 flies, there's only 5 sets of those. You're on your first set of legs, regular squat or stationary reverse lunge. The weight is in your left hand, and that is 20 reps. Round two, I'm not saying you should be there, so don't stop doing what you're doing. Round two is your 8 skull crushers or narrow push-ups. You're on your second set of your flies, and then you'll have the different leg. This circuit is a little bit shorter than earlier. It's a little bit less invasive. Okay, it's a little bit. Round two. Again, narrow push-ups, your hands are really narrow. They don't have to be touching, but your hands are narrow if you want the narrow push-up. And if you want that skull crusher with a bar, plate, kettlebell, dumbbell, TRX is a different position. And again, I don't personally like the dumbbell, but you hold the heads of the dumbbell as you do a skull crusher. Lat pullovers, which we'll do on Wednesday, that's the reaching version. Skull crushers and pullovers look very similar, except lat pullovers, you don't bend and straighten your elbows. Round 2, always 10 to 12 chest flies. Slow. Shoulder blades. Your shoulder blades cause the width of the exercise. It is a wider exercise. It's not that it has to be super wide, but it is wider than your press. And again, your elbows don't bend and straighten on a fly. That's a chest press. So remember, there is a major difference between chest presses and chest flies. Round 2 is your wide squat or alternating stiff-legged deadlift. Weight is in your left hand. It's either down in the middle on your wide squat, or it goes down to each toe on your alternating stiff-legged deadlifts. Always 20 total reps. Breathe and focus, please. Again, it's a little bit shorter than earlier. It's a little bit less invasive. And of course, we'll be changing our triceps soon. Round 2 was the 8 narrow push-ups or skull crushers. The second set of your 10 to 12 flies. And then your left hand, either wide squat or alternating stiff-legged deadlifts. No rush. Round 3. I'm not saying you should be there, but when you get there, you've got your dips. You can do dips or kickbacks. Sorry, I always got to give the choice. Dips or kickbacks. Dips require a firm tool, whereas kickbacks, most people have those tools. Okay? 15 dips or kickbacks. Round 3, you'll be on your 3rd set of your chest flies. That's the downside about this circuit. You are going to get up and down a couple times. Dips or kickbacks. Remember, kickbacks most people can do because of the tools you have. Dips, although the couch is possible, I do like a firm tool on the couch or chair or countertops or a bench or your spouse doing planks next to you. You know, you can do dips on your partner hanging out there. Aaron, if you're riding a bike, you're going to get into a plank and your dad's going to do dips. See? There you go. Solved. Problem solved. Round 3 is 15 dips or kickbacks. You'll be on your 3rd set of your chest flies. Shoulder blades, wide, pulling chest exercise. Breathe and focus on those flies. Remember, the biggest part of this circuit that will slow you down is the fact that we're going to move around a little bit. If you have a bench or ball, right, you don't have to lay all the way on the ground when you do flies, right? You can lay on the bench or ball. But if you don't have those tools, you're going to lay on the ground. Round 3 is your left hand, either narrow squats, weight is up or down, or stationary forward lunge, weight is up or down. And remember, I want you to try both hand positions. That weight down, it's pulling, I'm exaggerating. My body has to work really hard to stay tall. And of course, you have the weight distribution of the exercise. When the weight is up, it's going to naturally turn on your core more. So both positions are good. Mix them up. 20, left hand narrow squat, or stationary forward lunge. You're working, you're breathing, we're almost done. Remember, when this circuit's over, you can be done. That doesn't mean you go run off and jump in the shower and get to work. It means you cool off, take your time. And of course, if you have a little bit of time, I want the 100 movements done. We did 200 earlier. And I'll talk about those mobility exercises, agility exercises, and abs core. Round 3 was the 15 dips or kickbacks. It was a 10 to 12 flies, and it was 20 on your narrow squat or stationary forward lunge. Rest your hands. Round 4 is 8 dips or kickbacks. Remember, both of them you shorten the muscle with the position, and then you shorten the muscle with the exercise. 8 dips or kickbacks. You'll be on your 4th set of flies, almost your last set of flies. You'll be on your 4th set of legs, almost the last set of legs. You are almost done. Round 4, 8 dips or kickbacks. 10 to 12 chest flies. Breathe. Focus. Minimal hands, minimal arms, maximal motion. Shoulder blades cause the width of the exercise, and it's a pulling exercise. Chest pulling. Work and breathe and focus. Round 4, if you have the tool of a stability ball, again, I actually did mean to bring it down earlier, I forgot. You have stability ball squats, weight in the left hand, or you have the lateral lunge, weight in your left hand. But remember, I've asterisked your hands today. If your hands are getting tired, then it's going to go to other places. So you can always put the weight down. Round 4, left hand lateral lunge or ball squats. Again, this was slow and steady. I didn't really even talk about tempo or pace, right? I didn't really need to address that too much. Steady, consistent. Strength training today is labeled as chest and arms and legs, and then movements, because you could do abs core, you could do mobility or agility, you could do any of those things. But we are in the home stretch. After your 20 legs, you're on 15 overhead triceps, not your last set, almost your last set. 15 overhead triceps. You're on your last set of chest flies. You won't do those again today. You'll be on your last different leg. You won't do that again today. And then all you have to do is do 8 more overhead triceps. And then if you need to be done, you can be done. If not, I want 100 more movements. Again, I'll address those again here soon. 15 overhead triceps. Last set of your chest flies. And then 1 more leg. Home stretch, guys. Shoulder blades. Shoulder blades, chest pulling exercise. Round 5, 15 overhead triceps. Last set of 10 to 12 flies. And then the weight is in your left hand, whether you do step-ups, if you have the tool, or you have the both hands, both legs, stiff-legged RDLs, but the weight is in your left hand. Right, we've talked about it last Monday, we talked about it today. A ton of hips, a ton of dynamic lengthening, and that both hands down helps you stay square, so really good things can happen. Left hand step-ups or stiff-legged RDLs. I always blend those two for you guys so you know that you do both of your legs. doing stiff leggeds, both hands go down. Weight is in the left hand, so you stay square. Hips, glutes, hamstrings, posture, breathe. 20, that's your last set of formal legs. You're then gonna have your 8 overhead triceps. If you need to be done, you can be done. If not, you've got 100 more movements. Whether it's mobility, agility, plyometrics, or abs core. That's why I'm not using the word exertion. Again, the last part, 15 overhead triceps, that should be done. Your last 10 to 12 flies, your left hand stiff-legged RDLs or step-ups, then your 8 overhead triceps to end your circuit. And if you need to be done, you can be done. If not, 100 more movements. Earlier I talked about the abs and core. You can do more abs core, or you can do mobility, standing scissors, standing runners, jack lanes, agility, high knees, butt kicks, ski hops, jumping jacks, bench taps, plyometrics, jump squats, split jumps, burpees. You got your skater hops, but like I was saying earlier, I was looking for an alternating motion, right? Scissors, runners, swimmers, windshield wipers, rotational planks, Russian twists, right? Penguins, ski hops, skater hops, right? Movements. So after your 8 overhead triceps, you've got 100 movements to do and you are done. If you need to go after the 8 overhead triceps, just say goodbye and have a wonderful day. Remember your mobility exercises, standing scissors, standing runners, jack the lanes. Your agility exercises, high knees, butt kicks, bench taps, ski hops. If you're looking at alternating movements, plyometrics, split jumps, lateral bench hops, skater hops. If you're looking at alternating movements, abs core. You've got your vertical scissors, your horizontal scissors, your runners, your swimmers, windshield wipers, Russian twists, penguins, rotational planks. 100 movements. And then you'll be all done. Remember, I label these things as movements, right? You can choose to crank it up. You can choose to keep it down and low key, partial recovery.